Hi there, I'm Ray Bonenberg. I'm with the Ontario Maple Syrup Producers Association. I'm a producer near Pembroke, Ontario. Today we're going to talk about tapping maple trees. It sounds basic, but it is the most important thing a maple producer needs to do correctly. When you get to a tree, the most important thing is to take your time and to take a look at the tree in its entirety. Look for old holes. Now, here's a more recent one. Here's a quite older one down here. And here's an older one up here. Key is to look for areas that you know have not been tapped before. We call it tapping into what's called white meat or very clear sawdust. Picture that this is a diamond shape of stained wood from the old hole. The sap will not run in that area. So a general rule is 2 inches over and 8 inches up, and you then tap your new hole in that area to ensure you get that white clean sawdust. So we'll talk about tools. We highly encourage the use of health spouts, 5/16 inches, smaller hole for the tree. Today we're going to be looking at pipeline, but the same principles apply if you use buckets. The drill is a special drill bit that is designed to drill into frozen wood. It's easy to think that you can get a 5/16 drill out of a hardware store to do the trick. Yes, you can, but this will cut the hole cleaner, which allows the sap to flow more freely and takes the sawdust out of the hole. We use a smaller rubber mallet to put it in. It's called tapping, not hammering. So the tapping process is use a rubber mallet to tap it in, which we'll show you later. So the weather is important in tapping. You want to make sure you're not tapping in extremely cold weather. There is a potential of cracking the bark by drilling holes at -20 or -15. Very large producers have to tap early because of the volume, but if you're a medium or small sized producer, wait for the proper weather, -5, no colder than -10 to tap your holes. So when you're tapping, you come up to a tree and you take a look at the tree again to where are the old holes and where are the new holes. You can grab the tubing here and you just stretch it. It's designed to go in different areas of the tree. You see an old hole, you see another old hole, and you think, all right, this one looks good. It's 2 inches away from the older holes, and so we know that there's no stained, non-conductive wood in that area. So with your drill in your hand, you go to the area that you want to tap, and you've taken a good look at your tree. You get your drill in 2 hands, a very slight angle, not because the sap will run out, but then rainwater after you pull it will drain out to facilitate healing of the hole. And then it's one solid movement. So you drill in and out. No reaming, no moving around like this, just in and out, and the sawdust will come out as well. So first tapping of hole, no matter it's cold, it's -6 here today, it will run just because the pressure inside the tree will push the sap out. That is normal. So as you approach the tree, the choice of mallet or hammer is up to you. I like to use a rubber one. It just enables me to not over tap or tighten it. If you're using buckets with a little blue 5/16 spiles, you might want to use a little small hammer like this. Key is don't use a great big claw hammer. So you've got your hole drilled and you've determined where you want to put it. You put your spile or spout in there and take your hammer. And once you hear a thud or a click, you stop. Do not hammer it one more for good luck. You run the risk of cracking the bark or even breaking your spile. So many people ask about what size of maple tree do I tap and how many taps do I put on? You see old pictures of 6, 7 buckets on a big maple tree. It's really a bad thing to do. What you want to do is determine the size, and we do have guidelines on how many taps per tree and the health of the tree. This tree in particular, I put 2 taps on. I very seldom put 2 on a tree. I usually just put 1, and the sap is coming from an area like a semicircle from the tubing and from the other semicircle. If you think that you're going to get 200% out of 2 taps, you're not. You're going to get about 135%. So don't delude yourself to think that if I put 3, I'm going to get 3 times the sap or 2 times the sap. No. Start at 10 to 12 inches, 1 tap to 18 inches. Anything over that and the health of your tree, take a look at your crown, the conditions the year before. There might have been drought. There might have been extreme weather. The tree might have lost significant branching due to wind or ice. Then either don't tap that tree or just put one tap on it. As you approach the tree, also take a look at the bark. And we know that the tighter bark, we call it in forestry terms, usually is a sign of a healthy tree. There are no significant holes, there's not huge woodpecker damage, and you know then in conjunction with looking at the crown, you look at the bark, it tells you the general health of the tree. So in late April or early May, whenever your sugaring season's done, you pull these spiles, and you can get a puller that fits underneath the tap like this, and then pulls out the tap. So in summary, proper tapping can increase yields and reduce impact on trees. Take your time, plan the proper drill location. When in doubt, under tap, don't over tap. Drill depth to 1.5 inches, use proper drill bits. Tap all around the tree, not just the south side. Pick the proper temperature to tap.